Matt McGarity, Senior Lecturer.
As teachers, we're really now entering in a time where our content's available in so many different ways on so many different platforms.
Department of Communications.
And we are not servicing so many of our students if we're not increasing accessibility. And captioning is one of the most important ways that we can be doing that. And the fact that we now have the technological tools to do it.
University of Washington.
If we don't, we're missing out on a huge opportunity. And we're actually missing out on what I would see as one of the missions of the university, to increase access.
Screens scroll by. Students watch media with captions including social media graphics, resources, and people lecturing. Words appear. Captions, improving access to post-secondary education. Christine Liao, student. She signs.
Captions are a benefit for people who miss information. It's an ability to go back and catch up with the information that's being presented. If there's a new word that a person's never seen before, they can see it on the captioning.
Surfame Lin, student.
I do use captions on my own, sometimes in like louder environments where it's hard to hear, or when I'm not used to like some sort of like dialect or lingo people are using.
I think
Jesse Jung, student.
kids have to be captioned so that it's more accessible to everyone, so it's not just geared towards a gap or hard of hearing people, but it can be helpful for international students.
For professors who are considering captioning their courses, I
Patrick Conway,
highly encourage it because
PhD student.
it provides accessibility to more students than you may imagine.
Captions benefit everyone. Terrell Thompson, Technology Accessibility Specialist, UW Information Technology.
Well, captioning makes video accessible for people who can't hear the audio. So somebody who's deaf or hard of hearing, or somebody who's situationally hearing impaired, and for whatever reason they're in a loud environment, or they're in an environment where they can't turn up the audio and don't have access to speakers, then they benefit from captions.
If they're at a coffee shop or it's late at night in their dorm and they need to keep basically the sound down because their roommate's sleeping, if you have captioning, makes still the lecture materials very available and easy for students to access them in those types of environments.
Jason Smith.
As a certified sign language interpreter, I've had a unique experience in that I've seen
Interactive Technologies
some
Consultant.
of the frustrations that deaf people may have when
UW Information Technology.
unable to access basic communication.
Christine Signs.
Captions are important because when you get into a classroom and the teacher is presenting, say a videotape, I'll have an interpreter in the classroom. I have to look at the interpreter and look at the screen at the same time to get the information. It's important for my education to be able to access information.
Philip Reed, Associate Vice Provost.
There's a wide variety of students that benefit from captioning. Issues of accessibility, obviously, but also for students for whom English isn't their primary language. It really makes the material more accessible to them. And frankly, for students who, because I teach chemistry and science instruction, you use a lot of technical language, so it gives students the ability to kind of look at words where they've heard them, they can actually see them as well and start to make connections between what they're hearing and what the word actually is. And so it's beneficial in that regard as well.
Seeing technical word in captioning is very beneficial because if I have an ASL interpreter signing a really big chemistry word, they're going to think of spell it really fast and I'm not going to know how to spell it.
Captions are integrated in new classroom technologies. Jason Smith.
Lecture capture allows instructors and even students and full-time staff the ability to download software onto their computer and record their screen while also recording with a camera and their audio to deliver the educational content that shows the screen and also shows you in a picture-in-picture to deliver content in a more interactive way.
With the captioners, I get the material back and I'm able to search through the material for keywords.
Within the lecture capture system that the University of Washington offers, there is the ability to do a keyword search of the video that you're watching. In fact, you can do a keyword search of all the videos within your account, which we think is a pretty powerful feature because the search will actually search against the transcript that is created by the caption vendor. So essentially what that means is every word that is recorded is now able to be searched upon.
The search function with captioning is just something we haven't even really started to incorporate as lecturers, but it's what we've always wanted, right? So let's say you've got a student preparing for the test. They're looking at their notes. They see this concept and they remember faintly something from the lecture when they were sitting in the lecture hall. But with this search function, what you've done is created the class as a searchable database. And so in that case, what they're using that lecture for is, as a searchable way of engaging and making connections between concepts. Connections that, as a lecturer, you would want them to make, or maybe even as a teacher, you wouldn't even guess that they would make.
Captions are easier to create than ever. Terrell Thompson.
Every video that's uploaded to YouTube gets captioned automatically. And that's machine-generated captions, so the science isn't great at this point. It's getting better. Sometimes it produces an accurate enough transcript or accurate enough captions that you can go in and edit those captions, and it doesn't take very long to do that if it just has a few mistakes here and there. To caption video on YouTube, you have to be the owner of the video, and then you can edit the automatic captions that YouTube creates, or you can upload captions that you create, but you do have to be the owner of the video in order to do that. If people want to create their own captions, do their own captioning, then there are a variety of tools that support that. They can do that for free using various tools that are available, either software that they can download or free tools that are available on the web. Captions open up so many possibilities, because if you think about how much video is being cranked out now, a lot of the world's information is now in video form, and with captions we have access to all that's being said within those videos. So there's data galore, and it's time-synced data. So that opens up all sorts of possibilities for new research or just different ways of interacting with information.
Captioning benefits students. Philip Reed.
The feedback I've gotten about captioning has just been remarkable, in particular for students for whom English is not their primary language. They just absolutely love it. And on my student evaluation forms that I get, that comes out loud and clear that they really appreciate captioning because it just makes the material more accessible.
For more information about IT accessibility, consult www.uw.edu/accessibility. This video presentation was created with funding from UW Information Technology at the University of Washington.
Described by Audio Eyes.
Copyright 2014, University of Washington. Permission is granted to copy these materials for educational, non-commercial purposes, provided the source is acknowledged.